What's happening, guys? Safety Liner C2 here. I've got a couple lots to show off for lots of lots. These are all user submitted by y'all. If you have a lot for lots of lots or something to show off and bust up for sale, fill out the video request form in the description to possibly get it featured. The more interesting it is, the more likely I am to feature it. Alright, so the first lot comes from bus 26. We are in Linwood, Washington, taking a look at this transportation facility here. Alright, so just starting off with the history of the lot, let's just see how far back we can go in Google Earth. So it looks like this is a fairly new lot. In April 2015, there's nothing here. But in June 2016, you can see that it is fully constructed. And in May 2017, there are actually buses there. It does look like it was built differently, though. So notice the buses over here compared to August 2020, where they're over here. A few over here, and it looks like some road or something has been built in right here. I'm not sure. Taking a look at Street View, May 2019, we have some Guardian G5s, white roofs, streamers, Chevy chassis. I love G5s, by far my favorite Type A. Looks like we've got a row of ICREs, a row of T3 and D3 REs, another RE, some sort of Type C over here, a CE, a few more G5s over there, looks to be a fueling station right here. And here's a Carpenter Cadet. We've talked about this specific bus in a video before. Unfortunately, this is really the only good angle of it, but still interesting to see that it's there. Coming around to the front of the lot, let me just say that I love this building, that clean modern design, and 8 miles per hour, that's weirdly specific, but okay. Otherwise, ICRE, CE over here it appears, and that's about all we can see on this side. In front of the lot, you can see a ICRE, a T3RE, another ICRE, a T3 and D3RE, and right here is an interesting find. It's a TC1000. Not a TC2000, a TC1000. I'm going to have to do a longer video explaining all of the different types of TCs, but the TC1000 was essentially the short bus version of a TC2000. It had a shorter wheelbase. It was designed specifically for handicapped use, although you could order it as a longer bus, but it was not a very common option. This came in both FE and RE, but the RE version is extremely hard to find. I've only seen pictures of like 2 or 3 of them. Now, the key way to tell the difference between a TC2000 and a TC1000 is that the TC1000 looks like it has extremely high headroom. That is the key giveaway that we are looking at a TC1000. And 90% of the time, they are shorter buses. Like I said, they were designed to be shorter buses, although you could order them with a larger wheelbase. So taking a look at 3D view, it looks like all of these white roof Type A's are G5s and the yellow roofs are Minnow Tours, from what I've been able to gather. Looks like we have some Visions over here, some T3s. Obviously, we already saw D3s, REs, and T3s. It also looks like we have a few shorter CEs. Making our way around the back, it looks like we have some more G5s, some more CEs, some more CEs, ICREs, some more CEs, some more CEs, and that's about it. So 2 really interesting finds. We're going to go to the lot that they had before this now. Alright, just up the road in April 2015, you can see there's a full lot there. We'll go back to, what is this, May 2009, it's still there. June 2002, it's still there. July of 1990, it's still there. And December of 85, we just can't make anything out. Alright, September 2015, we're starting off with an ICRE. Here's that TC1000 again. A few short CEs, some more ICREs, some more ICREs, and a Bluebird Minibird. August 2011, a short CE, an early 90s TCFE handicapped, and an early 90s Bluebird All-American. Got some G5s and Minibirds, and a whole row, just a whole lot full of ICREs. And potato quality, August 2008, we got a few mini birds, that older All-American, a few more mini birds in what appears to be TCs, and over on this side just another mini bird. Alright, we're on the other side of the country in Elizabeth, Pennsylvania. This was submitted by Waleed. Let's take a look at this. Alright, so we have got some minnow tours back here, a microbird, some sort of Corbe right there, a FS65, a bunch of FS65s back there, A few more Minotaurs, some C2s over there. Right over there is a Bluebird Freightliner. C2s, FS65s, Minotaurs, Corbeys, a Microbird right here. There's another Microbird right there. And a few C2s and an FS65 over here. May 2012, the lot is a little more empty, but you can see we have a FS65, some more FS65s, Microbird, Corbey, some Minotaurs. Here's an EF, another Corbey, a Collins back there, a Corbey, and a Microbird, a C2, a few more EFs, another C2, a Minotaur, another Corbey over there, a few FS65s, C2, and another FS65. Taking a look in potato quality, there is a Bluebird Freightliner right there, and potentially another one right next to it. Yep, definitely two Bluebird Freightliners. And the rest of it just looks to be the same as what we've been looking at before. Actually, this is a Bluebird CV200 right here. Alright, from Pennsylvania, we move to Ogdensburg, New York, whatever it is. In December 2015. Ogdensburg. Okay. Yeah, Ogdensburg. Oh, great. Another contractor everyone loves. First student. We've got a CE right here. A Minotaur. A few Collins, a C2, CE, C2's pretty standard first student lot, New York lot, really. Oh, and let me just say that this style of New York spec, the blackout spec, it's trash and terrible. And I'll argue that all day. Up the road just a little bit, you can see we have two Bluebird TC2000s, a Carpenter Lodestar, a Wayne I assume to be Lodestar, and a Bluebird, I'm gonna take a wild guess and say Lodestar. Notice the side emergency exit on both the Bluebird and the Wayne right here. And that carries over to this TC as well. Look at how terrible this thing is. Oh my gosh. Alright, and last but not least, we are taking a look at a submission by Gaston School Bus Garage, but that's also the name of this location, so I'm not sure if that's the name you wanted me to shout out or whatever, but Gastonia, North Carolina, April 2019. Unfortunately, this lot is pretty far back, but it looks to be a normal North Carolina lot. Don't get me started on the specs here. We'll just look at the buses and pretend that they're better specs than this. Some FS65s here. Here's a few old Thomas C60s. Maybe this is a Vista over here? I don't know. There's a CE right there and a few old Minotaurs. Never mind, I guess we can go further back. This is March 2016. We have got a Thomas S1800 with a wheelchair lift. Some ERs, C2, FS65, and yeah. Alright, but the thing to point out here, you can't really make it out. You can't really tell what it is. I can just see it. And there's like one decent angle. And that sucks because I would love to see this thing up close. April 2017, right here, smack dab in the middle, zoomed in on your screen, is some sort of old bus. I don't know what it is. I have no idea what that is, but just based off of the looks, it's a bus. Now, I'm guessing that just because we're in North Carolina, that it's Thomas, because, you know, High Point, North Carolina, Thomas. I don't know what it is. It could be anything, really. I'm not familiar with buses from the 30s or 40s, but that's old. Now, you might be thinking, okay, maybe that's not a bus. That could just be something that looks like a bus, which is a fair assumption because you could only see the back. If you take a look at May 2012, again, kind of smack dab in the middle of your screen, here is a older bus. And this would be around the color and size that a early school bus would be. So I don't know why that's there, but I'm looking more into it. Alright, I had to pull out Bing Maps for this just to see if I can find anything similar, and I can't, but I'll show you what's here anyways. Got a few ERs, what appears to be an FS65 with a white roof, which I'm not sure that meets North Carolina spec, unless they're changing it to a activity bus. And again, a few more FS65s with white roofs. I'm confused on that. Taking a look at the other side of the lot, can't really make anything out here. There's a Thomas right here, a Thomas right there, and some international tow trucks. March 2016, we can see that there is a Vista right here, and an older Minnow tour for sure. April 2017, here it is. It's right there. What the heck? What are you doing there? Why is that sitting there? I'm so confused. I need to know a story on this. I've got to know this. April 2019, it's gone, but there's a C2 right there. There's got to be more on it. I found it. They use it for parades or something. This is a Chevy. Again, I don't know my old buses that well, but I'm taking a guess and saying that this is Thomas just because of North Carolina. But look at this thing. Holy crap, that is beautiful. Okay, so it has been a few days. I have deliberated, I have debated, I have done my research, I've talked to a bunch of people to figure out what type of bus this is, and I have figured it out. Okay, maybe I didn't figure it out, but someone told me, but anyways, it's not what I thought it was. So I think I already mentioned in the video, I'm recording this a few days later, but that I thought it was a Thomas just because it is in North Carolina. It is not a Thomas. Then I moved over to a Wayne. If you take a look at this video on screen, this is a known Wayne 1954 Chevy Wayne. There are a lot of similarities there, but it wasn't 100% perfect. And the thing that threw me off the most was the rubber rails. They just didn't match up, but everything else matched up fairly similarly. Now, after talking with Ryan, who is extremely knowledgeable on school buses, he also threw out the suggestion that this might have been a Hackney school bus. I know a lot of you probably won't have ever heard of Hackney. I am aware of them, but I can't tell you anything about them. But they were also headquartered in North Carolina. And if you take a look at the pictures, there are a lot of similarities there. Some key similarities here. Look at the rain guards directly above the windows and that back kind of curved window as well. But again, this isn't it because of the back of the bus. Take a look at the two side windows, how they start to curve around the bus, and also take a look at the location of the taillights below that rubber rail. This bus that we're seeing over here does not have that rubber rail, and the windows don't curve around. After ruling out Hackney, I was able to find Hicks. Again, I'm not super familiar with them, but I knew that they existed. And if you take a look at it, again, it's kind of similar. There's a few similarities, but just not 100% there. One of the key giveaways here is much like older Wards, the Hicks buses had 3 windows on each side of the door, and this bus just does not. And the answer is so much simpler than what I thought. It's a Bluebird. Now, because this bus is in North Carolina, I really didn't even consider the fact that, they would have gotten a Bluebird. But everything lines up perfectly. Again, take a look at the back window and the amount of space between that back window and the actual back of the bus. If we take a look at other Bluebirds from that era, such as Bluebird All-American #1, we can see that the amount of space back there, that window, and that back curvature just lines up perfect. Another thing, the rain guards on top of the windows. And last but not least, the back of the bus. This is the key giveaway in my opinion. Take a look at the tail lights here and just the windows overall. Everything lines up. It's a Bluebird Chevy. So super, super, super cool bus there. I am so glad that that was sent to me. Thank you so much for submitting it. It was really interesting to dig around and try and figure out what the heck this actually is, because, it's always good to learn something. So there you go, guys. There's your little history lesson. I am so glad that I can finally put my degree to something meaningful. Yeah. Alright, so if you have something you want me to show off for lots of lots or bus stuff for sale, video request form in the video description. The more interesting it is, the more likely I am to feature it. Anyways, that is going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for submitting, everyone who did. And, yeah. So make sure you subscribe right down here. It's a magical red button that says you are now subscribed to Safety Liner C2. make sure that you comment up here, down here, over here, or over here. I don't know where they put it down in here, where they put it. Make sure you also give this video a thumbs up, or there's going to be a bazillion more companies that you didn't even know existed that are going to come out and start making buses again. And make sure you also share this video with a friend, show it to your mom, show it to your dad, show it to a guy on a random street. I don't care, don't let anything happen to you. So yeah guys, that's going to do it for this video, and thanks for watching.